Hi, my name is Charles, and today on my channel, I'm going to be doing one of my favorite things I like to do, which is the Barnes& Noble's Criterion sale. It's that time of year again, but honestly, there aren't that many titles that I want to pick up during this whole span of time from the month of November to the month of December, so hopefully I can get the few Criterions that I really want and just be done with it because money is tight, so yes, I just gotta get in and get what I need to get and not get anything that is like a blind buy and just exit and be done with the sale. So yes, let us go out and see if I can find those Criterions. Okay, without further ado, let's go! Barnes & Noble Criterion sale! Hopefully I don't have to return here that often because gasoline is expensive. Well, but there they are, the Criterions. I really don't have that many to pick up this haul or like during this whole sale, so hopefully I find all the ones I want to find now and get the rest later. Okay, so far I'm not really finding that many Criterions that I want. It looks like they either didn't really restock or people have already gotten most of what I want, so it's very disappointing. It's very disappointing, but I'm gonna continue to scavenge around to see if I can find a few things I wanted. Okay, so that was a complete failure. I was only able to really pick up one movie on my list of movies to pick up. The other ones, there were some in stock, but they were in really bad condition. So I was like, I'm just gonna order online. There really only are a few more movies I want during this sale, like The Power of the Dog or the Wall-E 4K release, or the Malcolm X or the Infernal trilogy. So I think I'm just going to fast forward this to future Charles once he's like collected every single Criterion he wanted to on his list. And yeah, the video will continue with future Charles taking it away. So without further ado, future Charles dash editing Charles, let's move us into the future now. Okay, continuing this video from past Charles, it's been about a month. The Criterion sale has just ended, and I gotta say, this sale just was not that exciting for me personally. I basically have all the Criterions I really want, as I'm pretty sure past me said. So it's not as exciting as it usually is for me. The only things that was really exciting for me to get were like the newer titles that they released in the month of like November, October, and September and August. But I didn't really want much of those titles. So yeah, this like haul really was just the newest things and some things that I've been meaning to get but have been dragging my feet and now got. So I don't know how much like enthusiasm I have for this video, but you know what? I'm gonna make it, and you know, I already started, so I might as well finish it. But anyways, I've been watching other people's Criterion hauls during the month of November, and a lot of people had such interesting hauls, movies they collected, and also it was just fascinating watching other people's videos. But yeah, I'm just like, ooh, because I basically own all the Criterions I want, my excitement during the sale wasn't as strong. But you know what? I'm gonna give it my all when I'm talking about what I bought. So yeah, let's just get into it and all that already. Okay, so I opened some of my Criterions already, so some of these are going to be opened, and I'm just going to be showing them in whatever order they are in, so it's not going to be exactly in spine order, but you know, it's going to be whatever. It's going to be whatever. Okay, so the first Criterion I have here is Letter Never Sent. It's spine 601, I believe. It's from the same director who did The Cranes Are Flying. If you've never seen The Cranes Are Flying, you are missing out because that's a masterpiece. I don't even want to attempt to say the director's name because I know I'm going to screw it up right now, so I'm just not going to say it. But I got this movie because I was watching the Cate Blanchett, Todd Field Criterion Closet video that the Criterion people put out, and I was like, oh, Kate's a fan of The Cranes Are Flying. I'm pretty sure it's Kate who was talking. And then she was like, have you seen Letter Never Sent? And I was like, what is that? And I looked it up and I was like, oh, it's in the Criterion collection, so maybe I should get it. And then I looked at the pictures on IMDb, and I was like, oh, it looks like the cinematography is going to be going off, just like in The Cranes Are Flying, so why not buy it? And also, this one was only $15. It was one of those Blu-rays that was originally $30, but then with the sale, it became $15. I don't know why. Maybe it's because there's not much supplements on it, but I'll see. I'll see. Okay, next up, I have spine number 260, which is Eyes Without a Face. This is a movie that when I first watched it, I wasn't that big of a fan of it, but you know, people during their Criterion hauls were like, I'm getting Eyes Without a Face, and I was like, should I revisit this movie? And when I was looking at the reviews for people I follow on Letterboxd, mostly everyone gave it a 4, and I was like, maybe I should give it a rewatch, because I know Guillermo del Toro loves this movie, but also, when I watched this movie, it kind of was giving The Skin I Live In, Pedro Almodovar. It feels like this movie inspired Pedro Almodovar in a sense. So I'm like, let me give another chance to this movie because I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood when I first watched it, but I was like, let me just get it. I mean, I could have watched it on the Criterion channel, but I was like, nah, let me just buy it because if I do like it, why not just get it now? And if not, I can just sell it. So, yeah. Okay, next I have spy number 1076, which is Merrily We Go to Hell from Dorothy Arzner, starring Sylvia Sidney and Frederick March. I'm pretty sure I got both those names right. But yes, I bought this a while ago in a past sale, but then I sold it because I wasn't feeling the movie. But then I rewatched it on the Criterion channel, and then I was like, oh no, this actually is a pretty good movie. So I rebought it during this sale because I was like, why not? Why not? Because as I said, wasn't really feeling a lot of the Criterions that were left, and I was like, you know what? Let's just rebuy this because I do want it in my collection. Because I already have Dance Girl Dance, so I was like, gotta have both of Dorothy Arzner's movies in my collection. Okay, next up, I have spy number 909, and that is Night of the Living Dead. I already had a Blu-ray of this, but then when they announced the 4K, I was like, okay, let me get the 4K. So I sold my Blu-ray, and then I got this 4K. And I'm kind of sad that it's not a digipack like the full, not the 4K, the Blu-ray. It's not a digipack like the Blu-ray was. But, I kind of like that's in a jewel case because it's less hassle to like take care of it. Because with my digipacks, I have to be very careful. I don't want to dent them or like have scratches on them. But when it's in a jewel case, it's just so much easier to take care of. So I'm just like, I'm kind of fine. I'm sad, but also I'm kind of fine that it's in a jewel case. But yeah, Night of the Living Dead, I like the movie. Hope to see it looks better in the 4K edition that this is because it already looked good on the Blu-ray, but hopefully this 4K like scan, transfer, scan, whatever, looks better. Okay, next I have spy number 1139, and that is Hotel du Nord. This was a blind buy. I just watched the little brief trailer that was on YouTube, and then I was reading the synopsis, and I was like, this sounds and looks pretty cool. So I was like, why not? Why not? It really is a movie that looked very perplexing. I think there might have been some drama going on. It's about people in a boarding house, and I don't know. It looked like drama. It looked like drama to me, and I was like, why not? It's French, so it probably will be going off. So hopefully it does, but if it doesn't, it's going to be sold. Okay, the next movie I have is spy number 1122, and that is Round Midnight. I had never heard about this movie until the Criterion Collection had announced it was going to be in their collection. And then I did some research and I was like, oh, this is actually an Oscar nominated film for multiple categories. So I was like, I'll watch it eventually. But, during the sale, as I said, I was just scavenging for some things I might want to get that weren't the newest releases. And this is semi-new, but I was still on the fence about getting it because, once again, this is a blind buy just like the Hotel du Nord. So I didn't know. But you know what? It had multiple Oscar nominations, so I was like, it's probably good. So I bought it. So just like Hotel du Nord, if it's not that good, I'm gonna sell it. Okay, up next real quickly is spy number 147, and that is In the Mood for Love, the 4K edition. The Criterion Collection be gagging me, making me boo the fool, the clown, because I already own the original Blu-ray that they released for this, and that's a great transfer. And then, there's the Wong Kar-wai box set, and that is like the weird transfer of In the Mood for Love is in that box set. And then this 4K is just like the 4K version of the weird, like, looking version of the In the Mood for Love that was in the Wong Kar-wai box set. But yeah, I basically own 3 different copies of In the Mood for Love. And I love this movie so much that I was like, yep, gonna do it. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna keep all 3 editions because the original Blu-ray has like the original transfer, and this 4K and the other Blu-ray have the different color filter that Wong Kar-wai put on the movie. I don't know why. Haven't seen the new transfer, but part of me is like, do I really want to? But people say it kind of changed the movie, so hopefully when I watch it in 4K, it's good and it doesn't change too much of the movie because the color in the Mood for Love is very important, and if he changed a lot of the color, like grading and all that, that's going to be crazy. It's going to change the mood of the movie, you know. Also, I don't know how I feel about the new artwork for the In the Mood for Love 4K. I mean, I know it's the same as what's in the box set of the Wong Kar-wai box set, but I don't know. I wish they could have chosen something a little bit more like dynamic. I don't know. Maybe like the scene in the movie when they're like when Maggie Chung is crying in the alleyway after they've practiced their goodbye. Something like that. I just wanted something a little bit more, I don't know, interesting to look at other than just faces. When I see posters with just faces, I'm just like, baby, okay. Okay, next I have spine number 1156, and that is La Llorona. I don't know if I said that right, but if I did, my bad. But yeah, this is once again another blind buy. I told myself I wasn't going to really do blind buys anymore, and yet here I am. It's like when I go to concerts and it's a standing room concert and I break my back and I'm like, I'm never doing this again. And then the next few months later, I'm already at another standing room concert and it's like, why am I doing this to myself? Exactly the same thing with these blind buys. I'm like, why am I doing this to myself when it might not be good? But you know what? I heard this was good, so I was like, why not? And I saw the trailer and I was like, oh, the trailer looks good and it has a really high Rotten Tomato score. So I said to myself, it probably is good, so hopefully it's good. But once again, if it's not, it's going to be sold. Okay, up next is spine number 1155, which is Cure from Kiyoshi Kurosawa. And I recently saw this movie on the Criterion channel before I bought it. And it's a good movie, but I need to rewatch it because I think some of the things went over my head. And also, it's kind of long. It's 2 hours long, and my attention drifted in and out. So I gotta rewatch it, but it is a good movie, and yeah. Okay, up next I have spine number 1152, and that is David Lynch's Lost Highway starring Bill Pullman and Patricia Arquette. I was like, who is the first star? And I was like, it's Bill Pullman. But anyway, this movie, I have the Kino Lorber edition, and I'm gonna sell it since I have this. I didn't watch that transfer from the Kino Lorber people, but like people said it wasn't good, so yeah, now glad I didn't watch it if it wasn't a good transfer, but I hear this was not was this is a great transfer because you know David Lynch supervised it, so that's good. And I just want to say, why does this David Lynch movie get the skinny digipack? I mean, I know like Blue Velvet and The Elephant Man and Eraserhead all have the skinny packaging, but like it was really hard to get one of these in really good condition. I mean, this one isn't even perfect. There's like some dents on it, and I'm just like, ooh, why y'all gotta do Lost Highway like that? I mean, this is a really good David Lynch movie, so I don't understand why it was done dirty with this packaging. Because when I went in store and when I bought it online too, they always were dents on them, and I'm like, that's crazy because this is a new release, so there shouldn't be any dents on it. But that's just how it went. But yeah, Lost Highway. If you heard Patricia Arquette's explanation of what she thinks Lost Highway is about, then like, I mean, did I say if you haven't heard her explanation, then you should listen to her explanation because her explanation of Lost Highway does put things into a lot of focus. I mean, I see the movie in a similar way to what she saw, but she put like a lot more emphasis on things, and I was like, oh, I never thought about that. And then like the person interviewing her was like, well, is that what the movie's about? And she was like, I don't know. I just need to make sense of the movie when I was making it. And I was like, nah, I think you're pretty spot on, Patricia. So if you haven't heard Patricia Arquette's explanation of Lost Highway, then you should because it's actually pretty great. And this movie, it is one of my favorite David Lynch movies, but still probably in the middle because like, yeah, there are just stronger David Lynch movies. Okay, next up is spine number 1159, and that is the Infernal Trilogy. I've watched the first one of these movies and I thought it was great. The Departed is based off the first movie, and I gotta say, the first movie in this trilogy is better than The Departed because not only does it get the same points across that The Departed did, but it's shorter, so I didn't really have to sit there for so long. And also, I really love Tony, so sorry, like Leo, and also like who's the other star? Matt Damon. But I just really love Tony in this movie, so yeah. And also, the packaging for this, it's in a bigger digipack than Lost Highway, but it has dents, so I'm not going to open this. I'm probably going to switch it around in the future, but I'm just saying, like, the Criterion people need to really be on it, because no matter where I got it from, either at Barnes& and Nobles or on Amazon, there'd always be dents or cuts and stuff on it, and I'd be like, y'all, like, I just want to get these in good condition. They're brand new, as in, like, they were just released. So I don't understand what's the problem with the packaging situation because, like, there shouldn't be anything wrong with the packaging. So y'all need to work on that. Okay, next up, I have spine number 1160, and that is Malcolm X from Spike Lee, starring Denzel Washington, and has Angela Bassett in there too. But yeah, this is one of Spike Lee's strongest movies. I personally think that Denzel Washington should have won his Oscar for this and not Training Day. I mean, yeah, Denzel Washington has two Oscars, but I don't know. Do people actually think about his supporting actor win for Glory? I mean, I've never watched that movie, and I really don't think about Glory unless I had to think about Denzel Washington's first Oscar win. But yeah, I do find his work in Malcolm X to be vastly superior to his work in Training Day. I really am not the biggest fan of Training Day, but like Malcolm X, Spike Lee directed the hell out of this movie, and it's honestly great, but not one of my favorite Spike Lee movies. I probably would have to say that my top three Spike Lee movies would have to be Bamboozled, Chirac, and uh, probably Do the Right Thing would be my top three from Spike. But I know Chirac is a controversial probably opinion, but I don't know. I like the story of Lysistrata, and also I like the cast of that movie a lot. John Cusack and Jennifer Hudson really go off in that movie, and also the main actress from Chirac. I'm blanking on her name. I'm sorry, my girlie. You were also If Beale Street Talks, but oh, she is a star, and I need to see her do more things. But anyway, this movie, like it a lot. Not one of my favorite Spike Lee movies, but I acknowledge it is one of his strongest movies. Probably top five for me, but not top three. Top three, as I said, I've already listed the top three. Something about Bamboozled really hits the mark for me, even though some people really don't like Bamboozled. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me that likes Bamboozled, but I don't know. But yeah, this, I really love the packaging. The artwork is great, but you know, like the other digipacks that have come out recently, there were dents and all that, so I will be trying to flip this around because in the back, it ain't looking cute. So, yeah. Okay, up next, I have spine number 1161, and that is Wall-E. I mean, my God. The fact that Disney slash Pixar was able to get one of the movies in the Criterion Collection is crazy, but the fact that the first Pixar movie to ever be in the Criterion Collection is Wall-E is kind of strange to me because for some reason I thought if that was ever going to happen, it would be maybe Toy Story 1 or just a Toy Story like what is it called? A saga? Like, because you can't say a trilogy. So I guess it is a saga box set, like all four Toy Story movies in one box set. Because, you know, Toy Story is the thing that launched Pixar. So you would think that Toy Story would be the first thing to be in the Criterion Collection if there was going to be a Pixar movie. But no, it's Wall-E. And if it wasn't going to be Toy Story, then I thought it was going to be at least Ratatouille or even Up. But Wall-E? I mean, once again, Wall-E is a fantastic movie, but it just took me by surprise. But good for Andrew Stanton for getting his movie. I mean, he also has Finding Nemo too. So that's why I'm like, once again, there are a lot of good Pixar options, but the fact that Wall-E's the first one, it just took me by surprise. But I'm really happy to have gotten this packaging, like this edition of Wall-E, because I was gonna get that 4K steelbook that Best Buy released a few years ago, but then it sold out instantly, and then people are selling it for like over $100, or even maybe $200, and I was like, that's insane. But now I have a really good copy of Wall-E, and I can get rid of that like boring Blu-ray that I have that I got so many years ago. So very happy to get this. The artwork is pretty great. It's pretty great, and yeah, I'm just like hope to see what else movies that Criterion will let into their collection from Pixar because I do think the Pixar brand is very strong, especially their like older stuff. Some of their like newer stuff now isn't as poppin'. Like, is that movie Elementals a Pixar movie? Because if so, I don't know. I was not feeling the trailer for that, but like Lightyear was not that good in my opinion. But I love Turning Red and Luca and Onward. You know, all those ones that were sent to Disney Plus were like actually good, but like they ain't popping with the general people. So I don't know. I don't know. I think Pixar and Disney needs to do a hard look at themselves and fix what's going on because people just are turning on them. And I'm like, their good movies are actually good, get to be like thrown on Disney Plus, but the ones that are not that good are being given theatrical releases. And I'm like, that's insane. That's crazy. So yeah, in short, love Wall-E. Pixar needs to fix themselves a bit, but then again, Disney generally needs to fix themselves a bit. And yeah. Okay, I have a few more movies left. These are the ones I actually opened already. So Yes, let's finish this video up because I'm almost done. Okay, next up is spy number 1151, and that is The Sound of Metal from Darius Martyr, starring Riz Ahmed. This movie, I thought was pretty great. Also, oh, how could I forgot it? It also has Olivia Cook, and I'm blanking on the guy who got the supporting actor nomination, Paul Reese. There we go, baby. Did not forget you. But yeah, the three of them in this movie are great, and I think it's such a compelling movie, but I have not watched it since I watched it on Amazon Prime when I was able to watch it. But I am really happy that Riz Ahmed got that Best Actor nomination because he was so fantastic. But I also think that Olivia Cook should have been nominated too for Best Supporting Actress because she was really good. But you know, sometimes that's just how the cookies crumble, and not everyone can get in on the Oscar bandwagon. But yeah, this movie, I see a lot of people not buying it because they're like, oh, it's an Amazon Prime, so why do I need to buy it? But I'm like, you never know with streaming services these days, you guys. You never know. That's why you want a physical copy just in case they, for some reason, want to disappear it from their library because they're like tax write-offs or whatever. So I always get the Amazon Prime movies and the Netflix movies that appear on the Criterion collection because I'm like, if I like it, then I'm gonna own it because what if I want to watch it and it's gone from their service for some reason? So that's why I was like, gotta get The Sound of Metal. And also, I love the cover artwork of this, but at the same time, I'm like, what is this color? I don't know, mama. I don't know about the color. But yeah, love the movie, love the performances, and yeah, great movie overall. Okay, next I have spy number 1153, and that is Arsenic and Old Lace. It's a Cary Grant movie, and oh my god, I was introduced to this movie on the now gone streaming service Filmstruck, and ever since I watched it on Filmstruck, I was like, this movie is amazing. This is probably one of Cary Grant's best movies and performances. But you know, he really did not like his performance in this movie. But baby, he was wrong because he gave what the movie needed to, you know, have. So without his performance, I don't think the movie would have worked that well. But yeah, I really love Arsenic and Old Lace. It's one of my favorite Halloween movies, and I love watching it like mostly every year I watch it. I think I've only watched it maybe 4 times, so maybe not every year I've seen it because I think I first saw it in either whatever the last year that Filmstruck was on, that was the year I first watched it. But I've watched it a total of 4 times, I believe. 3 or 4 times. Okay, I can't really remember. But like, I really love this movie. It's a lot of fun. And I always think about Cary Grant huffing in this movie. Like, there's a point in the movie where he gets so frustrated that he's like, and I'm like, baby, that was gold. Cary Grant really knew what he was doing. And if you haven't watched Arsenic and Old Lace, you really need to because it's a really great movie. And also, not Howard Hawks. Who's the guy who directed It's a Wonderful Life? Dot 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 dot. I can't remember the name. I'm about to be destroyed. So it's Frank Capra. Sorry, my man. Sorry, my man. I don't talk about Frank Capra enough, even though I've watched a good amount of his movies. But yeah, Frank Capra directed this. And Frank Capra was interesting because it kind of feels like he had a movie for every like holiday, even though that's not true. But it kind of feels like it with this and also It's a Wonderful Life. And I believe there's one more other holiday kind of theme movie that he has. That's why I'm like, Frank Capra, very interesting director. But yeah, Arsenic and Old Lace, really love it a lot. And if you haven't watched it, as I said before, go check it out because it's a great movie. Okay, the next movie I have is spy number 1154, and that is Eve's Bayou from Casey Lemons. And this movie, I remember watching it because someone on one of my podcasts said that Eve's Bayou, I don't know why saying that name is so hard sometimes, but someone on my podcast, one of the podcasts I listen to, said that Eve's Bayou is a great movie and it deserves to be watched and needs more attention. So after he said that, I like borrowed it from my local library, and then after watching it, I was like, this is actually a pretty good movie, and I can see why he talks about it. And then I was doing research on it, and I'm like, oh, that like Robert Ebert liked the movie a lot, and that it didn't get as much like, you know, shine as it should have gotten when it was released. So I'm glad that it got a Criterion collection edition. And I remember making a video, one of my first videos on my channel, talking about movies that I think should be in the Criterion collection. And this is one of the movies that I said should be in the Criterion collection. And I'm very glad it did because, once again, it's a great movie. And I think, I know there's Samuel L. Jackson, there's like Diane Carroll in here too. But who is Journey Smollett? She's very young in this movie and she is just brilliant. I think it's a really good performance. Kind of gives me, like, her performance here gives me like that star wattage that Anna Paquin was giving off in The Piano. So yeah, you should check this movie out because it's a pretty great movie. Love the atmosphere of the movie. It is a really fun movie to watch. Fun? I mean, fun if you like this kind of stuff, but like there is like drama going on. So yeah, I mean, check out Eve's Bayou because, why not with that jumbled like review I just gave of it. Okay, and the last movie I got during the Criterion sale is Spy number 1158, and that is The Power of the Dog from Jane Campion, starring Benedict Cumberbatch, Kirsten Dunst, Jesse Plemons, and Cody Smith McPhee. I read the book before I watched the movie on Netflix because, people were hyping up being like, this is going to be the best picture winner of the year and it's going to win multiple awards, probably best picture, best director, best adapted screenplay, and some other things. And I was like, great, so it's based off a book. Let me read the book. That way I know what I'm getting into. So I read the book, The Power of the Dog, and I was like, interesting. Can't wait to see what Jane does with the movie. And when I watched the movie on Netflix when it was available to watch, I was blown away because Jane did such a great job adapting the novel The Power of the Dog into a movie. She really cut out the things that weren't necessary from the book. And I don't know, she just made it more streamlined and more focused and easier to follow. People who said that the movie was too slow or it was hard to follow, I'm just like, I think y'all's like intelligence honestly is just a bit low and that your ability to follow along is just low and your critical thinking is just low. Sorry to say all that, but it kind of is given all that. I just think the movie is really strong with what it's saying about like masculinity and all that. And I don't know, I think that's why some people came to attack The Power of the Dog. And also some people were just like, oh, are we really gonna vote for a movie that's like depressing and slow and a downer? And I was like, y'all are annoying me. And then when the Coda rush happened, I was like, look, Coda is a cute movie, but it does not deserve to win Best Picture. It only deserves to win Best Supporting Actor. And when it won Best Adapted Screenplay and Best Picture, my head almost flew off. It almost flew off because, once again, not that Coda isn't a good movie. It's a good movie, but it did not deserve those two Oscars. And honestly, I will just be looking at The Power of the Dog being like, wow, you're like The Graduate. You only won Best Director when you probably should have won more. Like, it's not as bad as, Green Book winning or Crash winning, but it is not gonna rank that high in my list of Best Picture winners because, I don't know, I feel like everyone's kind of forgotten about Coda other than the fact that they want to rag on Coda. And I'm not, am I ragging on Coda? Maybe I'm ragging on Coda a bit, but I'm just like, baby. I really hate when people are like, we just gotta choose the movie that makes us feel good or entertains us the most. And it's like, no. No. I'm like, the reward for things that entertain you is money. But when it comes to Coda, I'm just like, baby, it's not that memorable. You're not that memorable. Which is why I was like, The Power of the Dog is memorable. And Jane Campion deserved more Oscars for this movie. She should have won that Adapted Screenplay Oscar and that Best Picture Oscar and had a total of 4 Oscars by now. But no, she just won Best Director for this and has 2 Oscars, for the other one being for The Piano, for Adapted Screenplay for that. So, life's not fair. And also, Bronco Henry. Oh my God, Benedict Cumberbatch. See, my brain is already malfunctioning, but Benedict Cumberbatch, like, terrorizing Kirsten Dunst is something I will not forget because he was insane. He was insane, and Cody had to stop him because he was like, I can't let you hurt my mother. And I was like, Great shit. Great shit going on in The Power of the Dog. And with that, those are all the movies I got during this most recent Criterion sale at Barnes & Noble / Amazon. Once again, wasn't really the most excited for this sale. I mean, I know I got about, 17 different titles during this sale, but I don't know. The majority of the titles, I wasn't feeling any joy when I was picking them up. Only like Arsenic and Old Lace and The Power of the Dog and the Malcolm X and the Wall-E and the Eve's Bayou really sparked me joy. I mean, I bought some others during the Criterion sale, but I returned them because I was like, I'm not really feeling this enough to keep it. So, yeah, this sale, I don't know. It just feels like a sale that just came and went for me and didn't have that much excitement. That's why I'm hoping that the next Criterion sale at Barnes & Noble / Amazon in, June is better because... Is it June or July? June. July. end of June, July, yeah, that period range. Hopefully, like the Criterions that are coming out from like now till then are better. I mean, so far I see the Three Colors trilogy in a 4K box set, about to sell my regular Blu-ray box set, and then I see the Adventures of um, Captain Munchausen, that Terry Gilliam movie, which I saw for the first time because of the announcement, and I think it's great, and I can't wait to get it. Also, like Bergman Island, can't wait to get that. But so far, I'm like, it's not looking that populated, so there's only a few months left they have to announce. I think March, April, May, June, and July. So they have 5 months left, which means we can be getting a total of like 20 plus new movies added to the collection. So hopefully those movies that they're going to add are ones that I'm going to really be interested in. Please, please get Mank. Please, because I'm still waiting for that Mank. And I feel like they're telling me, is that what you want? Well, you're never gonna get it. And it's like, no, you already have Citizen Kane, so you should have Mank as well. Please save Mank from, like, Netflix and having to stream it. Also, save Knives Out to Glass Onion, because that movie's amazing, but the fact that it's gonna be on Netflix, it's like, how am I gonna own this unless you do something, Criterion? So do something about it, please. Anyways, you guys, thank you for sticking around until the end of this video. I mean, if you're here anyways. I know these videos are long, but I just don't know why. Maybe it's because I talk more than I think I do. Every time editing Charles is editing the videos, I'm always just like, what is going on here? Why is this so long? But yeah, I just be talking and saying stuff on my channel, so hopefully you guys enjoyed me talking about movies, even though at the start of this video I was like, not really the biggest fan of this sale, but I gave it my all, as I also said at the start of this video, so hopefully that all was very, entertaining for you, informative for you, blank, 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 something else that was good for you. I don't know, but hopefully it was. Tell me down below in the comments what you guys got during your Criterion haul. I mean, I've watched a lot of people's Criterion hauls on YouTube, so I really have a good, idea of what people got. But, tell me down below what you guys got if you got something that you think I wouldn't have seen you gotten, because I feel like a lot of people got kind of the same Criterions, but, as I said, tell me if you guys got a Criterion that I probably wouldn't have seen being bought during this sale. Yeah, I think that makes sense. If you guys want to hear more movie thoughts from me, I suggest you follow my letterbox if you have a letterbox. It will be in the description below. But yeah, I'm usually on Letterboxd more, so I usually am just posting about what movies I'm watching and my thoughts and stupid opinions and all that. So if you're interested, then follow me, because, I'm always usually watching something and saying something crazy. So yeah. So thank you guys for coming to my channel and watching this whole video. And yeah, I'll see you guys around in the next one if you're around for that. So until then, I'm gonna go now. So yes. Okay. Yep. Okay. Bye.